giving us a way out of that.
Yeah, I've learned.
I don't know. For me, there's moments that stick in your mind. I mean, we must have been 1972. I think we had Seventh Soldier at the top of the charts, and finally, Days of Future Past got to the top of the charts. So we were in the top 5 with both albums, and then we played at Madison Square Gardens, and we did it twice in one day. And which we got the Golden Ticket Award for that, because nobody's going to sell more tickets than doing it twice. You know, you can fill it once, but to fill it twice. So, and the promoters gave us this award called the Golden Ticket. But it just shows you how important the music is, and not really the personalities or celebrities. Was that during the shows there was like a 5 o'clock and you know, a 9 o'clock or something, and during the show Ray and I went out in the streets around Madison Square Gardens to just have a look at the crowd, to see the people who were coming in, because we had that couple of hours. And there was the big poster with us and everything, and the flashing lights. And Ray went up to, he said, look, there's a tout over there that's asking so much for these tickets. And he went over to this guy, and he bought all his tickets for like a couple of $1,000 each. And we went round for the next half an hour just giving tickets away. And I think there were very, very few people that said, hey, great Thomas. That's when you realise that it sticks in my mind, because that's when you realise that it's the music that's kind of famous.
Wow, that's a great story. John, for you?
Probably we're recording Days of Future Past in a week, and at Tony Clark and Derek Varnell's, they said, we've got this great idea, let's just bring some friends in, put the speakers in the studio, and we'll play the record, play the tape from the control room as though it's a live audience. And I just remember sitting there in the dark with all of us, and girlfriends and wives, and Hugh Mendel, and I think Walt McGuire was there, and sitting there and playing this album back in the dark. And when Days of Future Past, when the album was finished, there was absolutely nothing. It was dead quiet, and it was like, gee, what have we done? And it was, we just couldn't believe it, and everybody was holding hands, and you could feel this emotion going through everyone. Still feel it now. You can still feel this emotion going through everyone. And we said, we better play this back again in case it wasn't what we thought it was this time. And we did. We played it back again, and it was just for me, that was it. It was like, yeah, this is who we are. We'd actually found ourselves.
There's so many times, so many things you're proud of, but the one today that just springs to my mind was the release of Long Distance Voyager. I thought that was a great record for its time.
Yeah, that was obviously a tremendous record, and of course the success that you had in the 80s. I mean, to be able to sit here and have success in 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever you call it, 2000s, and now they're...
In the North and the 10s, we were back in the charts in England.
Yes, we had in Girls a couple of years ago, yeah.
It speaks volumes, that's amazing. See if any of today's artists can last.
They will.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
I do. I mean, look at bands like U2. And there's one band that always gets, the Stones. Look at the Stones are still doing it. Fantastic. I think Fine Play will be up there if they stay together.
Bon Jovi's a good man.
And speaking of music, what do you guys have iPods? What do you have on? That always gets a good answer. Or what's Actually, I take that back. What would people be most surprised to know that you had on your iPod? Like, for instance, Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, he's got the Osmonds on his. That was a bit of a surprise.
I've got Respighi's Pines of Rome conducted by Toscanini. I actually conducted an orchestra doing that very piece about 8 weeks, 9 weeks ago. In the black tie, the works. There you go, Dad. See what happens when you don't work?
John, for you?
One of the things I like doing is sort of looking on YouTube and putting somebody's name in that you know, and then see where it takes you. And it's a great way of finding music that you've never heard, especially come from England, that you've never heard before, or artists you've never heard of. And it's just going back to that, the other day I found this wonderful video of Little Richard when he was 6 years of age, playing piano. Well, if you've never seen this, you've got to go on YouTube and watch it, because it is absolutely amazing, because I have no idea how anyone at that age can learn to play boogie piano and actually play it in a way that is so grown up, and he sings at the same time. It's just amazing. That's what I do. I just go looking for music, just any music at all. But that's the one at the moment that's just hit me right between the eyes. Bang, how do you do that?
I'm sorry, you going to say something?
I was just going to say, John sent that to me, and you'd actually tell this little kid is one day going to be Little Richard. Playing with his elbow.
And Justin, for you, what do you listen to?
You know, I've got, I suppose I've come full circle in a way, really, because I've come back to my old dance set record player when I'm buying singles. I know it's a crime, I should buy albums, but I just hear records, and where I live, the websites for the radio stations are very good, and that they list everything in the right versions, and even the recording numbers and things like that. So I have lots of different things. It'd be wrong to say I listen to this or I listen to that, because it changes every week, almost every day. So there's a few artists I think that are really unique. I mean, Bon Iver is kind of unique, and the boy that does Owl City is unique as well. So there's always stuff out there that's going to turn me on. And classical music as well, you know, I think I've gotten a lot more into that. Because the radio stations in branch have music and classic, both of them, you can identify, if you're just in the car and you look at the time that something is being played on the radio, you can within a few minutes you can be home and check it out on the website, and there will be that particular recording, and you can find it straight away. It's great.
And you know, speaking of the car where the majority of us listen to the radio,
Yeah.
Moody Blues come on the radio, you listen or tune out?
Always seems quieter than everybody else. It seems quite loud enough. It's a funny feeling, that. It's a funny feeling.
Yeah, it is. Pull into a lay-by. Because your brain takes over and you sort of back into that song when you're not driving.
That'd be a problem. All right, Justin, you haven't put the guitar down, so...
Yeah, I don't know why. It just feels, it's like a sort of shield. I don't mean that in a real way.
I tell you, I'm really missing my cymbals.
Yes.
Fancy one more go, or...
I would say yes, but it's actually. Keep talking, so.
Okay. Hey, Graham, you know, I don't think you're going to be at a loss of words on Sunday, by the way. And if, for those of you who don't know, Graham's got his book of poetry was published just this last fall, The Written Works of God. I'm going to be doing a little poetry reading, if I'm not mistaken. You'll at least read something from the book and talk a little bit about it.
Maybe a little from the book, but a lot of other people's stuff.
Okay. And
Because they're better than me.
John on Sunday will be with his line of wine that he has, and he'll be doing a little gathering on Sunday as well. And Justin also, for his new solo album, Spirits of the Western Sky, he'll be doing something on Sunday. So you guys, this is not just lounging on the Lido deck for you guys.
I haven't done any of that. I don't even know where that is. I'm sure it's on this boat.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah. What do you want to do? So
Well, I think you've got a caper on. So
oh no, it's only got
This is a rare treat, get to do other people.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever
I
thought?
think we mentioned that the other day at the beginning.
Just was it my imagination, or did I actually hear a harmony on that one? My imagination, sorry.
I'm sure you did. Actually, I was looking at John for the words. I was really pashed.
He fooled me, put the cable on the guitars.
Yeah, that's the only way you can do that. It took me a long time to realise that, and then looking at the Buddy Holly album, Buddy Holly Volume 2, which I propped up against my bed so that I could, on the side of the bed so I could see it when I woke up. You could see from Buddy's guitar that it was worn up here, and I thought, how was that? And then of course, because that's how he did those.
You're one of the few bands to consistently really just record your own material. Very few, if any, covers. But doing stuff like this, have you ever toyed with the idea of...
This is just for fun between friends. You know.
This is how we did it in the front rooms of our homes, you know, with friends and parents. You were saying earlier about we have parents supported, because they have to give out one of their rooms for us, so we could get together as friends with a couple of guitars and just do this, explore all these songs, and just like you, get you involved with us as well, you know, that's what it's about.
Obviously, been a rare treat. That's something we do very often, so we thank you for taking the time to do this. You know, yesterday I mentioned Q&A that your fans had submitted questions, and I sat last night and I went through 500 questions. And I was asked this on the ship yesterday or even the day before that, and it's a question I've posed to you guys before, and you've answered this question before, maybe a little reluctantly, but I've got to do it. I'm going to put you on the spot, and if I piss you off, I'm sorry. But these folks and myself, we all feel that the Moody Blues are long overdue to be inducted into the Rock and Roll. I guess that about says it all, really. So you really don't have to answer it. But I wanted to know,
You know, it's a funny thing, but every year it comes round and we're not chosen again. And I think that's fair for our careers of being chosen, because every year everybody goes bananas and we're not in.
well, in time, and that spoke volumes. So, Justin, John, Graham, unless you have anything else you want to add to it, got to save his voice for Sunday. We'll get into that another time. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time to do this tonight. Justin Hayward, John Lodge, Graham Midge, the Moody Blues. Thank you. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for coming. I know they've got a prom going up on deck, and there's a couple of performances, and of course you got the casino and lots of drinking. So go have fun. Thanks for coming.